Hey guys, I'm back, and this envelope here, it's kind of a big box in it, but this is the Barrel and Blade Knife of the Month for May. I can't believe it's May already. Things need to slow down. And this is the PETA Kitty Cat forever. You're just gonna, yeah? This is your plan? Of course. Of course. He's still sitting right in front of, yeah? Check it out. Let me know what you think. Oh. Of course. PETA Kitty Cat free. On his own accord, by the way. I just let him sit here till he chose not to. Because you don't turn those opportunities down. So in this bag, we have another Mantis. If you recall, the Barrel and Blade knife in the box was a Mantis. This is the MT5 Kunitza. I don't know if that's how you spell it. Maybe it's just Kunitza. But I like to say Kunitza. So we've got 154 cm steel on here, which is cool because the other one, which was supposed to not be 154 cm, according to the card, but turned out to be a better model than what the card said. Here's all the specs. Okay. Oh, it was intended to be used for the most difficult tasks that any human being might face. Okay. All right. It's a radical piece that boasts a 154 cm recurved blade. All right, let's get into it. Now, I'm telling you guys, as a whole, as a generalization, I don't like Mantis knives. I think they go for crazy design over function. That's my opinion. Let's see what the Kunitza has to offer. Let's see if I can get the Kunitza out of the box. That's a crazy... come on, there we go. Well, number one, it's heavy. What do they say the weight on this is? 9.2 ounces, and I believe every ounce of that's on there. So this thing is, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the early days of ZT, the ZT-200. You know, that giant hulking piece of knife. I think there's a full metal backspacer in there. Does have a really interesting pattern machined into that G10. That you're not going to lose your grip on that. Not at all. Clip, I'm not that happy. Oh, that's a really tough clip too. So this tightness of this clip combined with this pattern could be a potential pocket shredder. And you are going to have a fair chunk of knife sticking out of your pocket there. But nice wide lanyard hole. And the clip is reversible left or right. Tip up. Coming out of the box, we have a centering issue. And I mean, not a little bit. It's a centering issue. But it's heavy. Really? Shouldn't have to do that. That's crazy. Does that look off to anybody? Okay, so right now, again, I'm not a fan of Mantis knives. Now, actually, this handle is pretty comfortable. It's shaped nicely. I would definitely buff down these edges, these especially right up here where it hits the thumb. But the shape itself is pretty comfortable. That blade, though, is just, I don't know, maybe it's the wild styling here. The blade does not seem to go with this big handle. To me, it seems to be, more blade, please. And, well, at least you can get to the, so we can thumb open it. It does not want to open nicely on its own. Let's give it a drop of KPL or two and see if that helps. Now, there's no play, so it's not an issue with I mean, it's already off-centered. So if it was too tight, it would be off-centered this way. So it's not a tightness issue on the pivot. And it's not bearings, at least. Does it say bearings? I don't think it is. Blade style Colossus. I don't know. I think I see plastic or nylon. I mean plastic or Teflon washers in there. Yeah, it's just not. So, only with a little wrist action are you going to flip this thing open. I just feel like for what you're holding in your hand, they say, you know, for the toughest things you can imagine, for a knife this heavy, you should have more blade. You really should. But, let's see. Let's start this over. It's just an oddly short and squat blade for a knife this big is my thought. It seems to be finished well out of the box. I have 550 in front of me. I do. That was a slice. Now let's do a pull through. A little bit more effort than I thought, but a lot of that comfort. Yeah, these edges are a little rough, just on that thumb part. I'll be honest. I don't know if I want to put these 9.2 ounces in my pocket without having more of a. You're buying a lot of weight for not a lot more blade power. You know, like a longer blade would give you a little bit more leverage on some tasks. This is what I'm talking about. Mantis goes for style over function a lot of the time, my opinion. And this is a lot of style over function. Reminds me of a seahorse, kind of. You could absolutely beat somebody to death just with the handle on this. But, I don't know, barrel and blade, sometimes they have phenomenal, like, I love the knife of the month. Sometimes I'm like, but this one is, I just don't like it. Now, I know they're not putting a box together to impress me. I get it. But I probably there are going to be some people that absolutely love this knife. See, even with a reverse grip, then it's a weird, uncomfortable gap right there. Sorry, yawning while filming. It is a very comfortable handle, though. So if they were to give more of a traditional, like, we don't need this to make it look like a dog or a dragon or whatever. If they would just extend blade out from here and give it more heft on the blade part to match the heft on the handle, that would really help. It's very back heavy. Now, as a, you know, if you're just going to collect it and show it off as like, look at my crazy ass Mantis Seahorse Dragon knife, well, there's one thing. This handle, I think, has a lot of potential. There's not even, like, they didn't even skeletonize in there. Not that I think it would help with all this heavy ass G10 and stuff anyway, but, and a metal backspacer. Hear that? It's like, sounds like the rattle of parts in a gun. I don't know, not my favorite design. I would actually I would prefer the gearhead over this, and you guys know how I feel about the gearhead. However, it has a step up from the Tactica where you can easily get your thumb on and engage that lock with one hand. So at least it's better than that. I can't imagine any situation where I would carry and use this thing now, because I just have knives that I feel are better and work better. But again, to have it in a collection, just to be like, hey guys, check this out, you know. However, interesting piece for potential custom work. Maybe. I don't know. But they can't all be winners. You know what? Like I said, I'm sure there are some people that are going to love this one. And I'm sure there are ones that I have loved that people have hated. But you can, you know, I'll put a link to Barrel and Blade, and you can go check out some of their past stuff and see what else they got. At least the jimping's really nice up here on the thumb wrap. I don't know. What do you guys think? I especially want to hear from people who, because I think I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of people who agree with me. I want to hear from people that don't agree. I want to hear from people that really like this knife. I want to know what you like about it. What do you think? Like, tell me what you find as positive features on this knife. I don't know. Anyway, that is the Knife of the Month for Barrel and Blade. And you know what? It definitely leaves me excited to see what they come up with next month. I guess they must have just gotten kind of like a deal this month with Mantis. And that's the way the game is played. So, hit me with your comments, guys. Good, bad, ugly, cool, mysterious, seahorse dragon. What do you think? Remember that you guys are all absolutely awesome, and I appreciate every single one of you. And I'll be back again real soon.